Clay's really tactile. It's very healing, and clay is just great because it can take a lot of energy.
And they've been feeling its power and energy for over 35 years. Kate and Will Jacobson are collaborating potters residing on the Big Island of Hawaii, a location that brings inspiration and fresh ideas.
We sit here in the very center of the Ring of Fire. It's like whenever you start down a path, you never know where it's going to lead, as long as you keep an open mind.
Yeah, and it's, one thing leads to another.
Leading them into a new direction is the Hokulea, Hawaii's authentic voyaging canoe. Its shapes and sail forms inspires Kate and Will.
Their sails are a really abstract form, so it's this really familiar image that we wanted to see if we could extract even farther. When you start playing around with that form, there was so much else, like the fish hook and the shark's tail. There's this flow to it.
There's a whole lot of ways to use that one basic shape and come up with a whole lot of different motifs.
But still have that same feel of, that's throughout the Pacific Rim, back to the landscapes and the wildness of coastal communities.
Their art form is called a naked raku. The clay is first softened by hand, then placed in a potter's wheel. Here, the shaping or throwing of the clay begins. Gradually, carefully, Will tugs and pulls on the raw material, shaping it to the final desired form. When dry, it's painted with a top coat, followed by these circular patterns which will reveal itself in the background of the final piece. The surface is now burnished with a sponge inside of a plastic bag. The pot is now bisque-fired to harden the various layers. It then receives a protective resist coating, creating a tough surface onto which Kate can create her images, first starting with pencil outlines, followed by the final etchings using a bamboo skewer.
Well, we'll start with the form and then fill the space with that form with whatever the intention is.
When the etchings are complete, the kiln is again fired up for the final drying process. In the meantime, Will digs a hole large enough to accommodate the vessel. A layer of sawdust helps create a smoldering pit from which naked raku will soon reveal itself. After 30 minutes of baking, the vessel is removed, and the outer glazed shell cracks and falls away. This is called naked raku, a process they came upon years ago.
It was like what we call this happy accident, that one of the pieces that we were firing, the glaze kind of came off a little bit. It didn't just fall off, it just a little chunk of it came off. And with a little prodding and scraping, we could see there was a really great potential for basically a new process. If the glaze pops off, that's a naked raku technique.
The last stage is for Kate to apply her finishing touches.
Our approach to art is much more intuitive than pragmatic. It's like if you look at say, one of our honus, it's not going to look like a Hawaiian sea turtle. We want it to be more of an impression or almost like an enigma or a dream or something, where it leaves you with that feeling rather than trying to be an exact representation.
We're pretty proud, I think, of where we've come, over the years.
They conduct extensive workshops, are featured in many publications, their work exhibited throughout the world. They've won numerous awards, and they are widely recognized as the originators of naked raku. Kate and Will Jacobson.